So I wanted to be the positive, one of the positive things that people can watch and listen to. Try to get a job today, but when it's to the application, them say, if this is where you really reside, please step outside. She asked them why, and they replied, we don't want no trouble, no. We don't want no trouble, no day. Cause lady, where you come from, people die there every day. And for our safety, that's where you should stay.
Thank you very much for your time, Ethan.
Man, MC Chinaman this man. I tell the people, man, say, watch a program, you know. Yeah, man, Damian Phillips, every night, live. Check.
Hey, tell us about your kind of songs. What's your objective?
Just to enlighten the people's mind, you know, and to remind them of where we've been and where we are and where we need to go. You know, there's somebody always has to be there with something positive. There's a lot of negativity on the radio right now, all around the world, and TV. So I wanted to be the positive, one of the positive things that people can watch and listen to. Try to get a job today, but when it's to the application, them say, if this is where you really reside, please step outside. She asked them why, and they replied, we don't want no trouble, no. We don't want no trouble, no day. Cause lady, where you come from, people die there every day. And for our safety, that's where you should stay.
Thank you very much for your time, Ethan.
Man, MC Chinaman this man. I tell the people, man, say, watch a program, you know. Yeah, man, Damian Phillips, every night, live. Check.
Lifestyle, rated M for mature. Hosted by Damian Phillips, it's informative, provocative, and unconventional. Hosted by Damian Phillips, Lifestyle.
She, I know she looks so. Dark glasses. I know she. How she walks up. You know, some ever ask her. Hey there, what's wrong, woman? Looks like you're feeling down inside. He says he loves you, but he might beat you when he feel like, and it's not right. Where you really feel like, oh, him fi beat you, then what? Take your clothes off, abuse and mistreat you, then later on seduce you, make him know him not get no loving if I saw then star. And strength to him I take a beat, take it to fight war. Face too pretty for your way scar. He'll never get to Zion if him break your heart. Cut it off.
DP, one more time please.
You're listening to DP.
Dark glasses. I know she. How she walks up. You know, some ever ask her. Hey there, what's wrong, woman? Looks like you're feeling down inside. He says he loves you, but he might beat you when he feel like, and it's not right. Where him really feel like, oh, him fi beat you, then what? Take your clothes off, abuse and mistreat you, then later on seduce you, make him know him not get no loving if I saw then star. And strength to him I take a beat, take it to fight war. Face too pretty for your way scar. He'll never get to Zion if him break your heart. Cut it off, let it go, start anew. Cut it off and find someone who love you, girl. Cut it off, life too short. Cut it off, no afraid to start over. Cut it off, I saw the healing start. You know it's not right. We'll leap up for some fight. You want something on your eye, mom. Later on, one lie down. You know it's not right. You're not the most high sight, and there is nothing domestic about it. My girl, I better you allow it. Oh, him fi beat beat you, then what? Take your clothes off. Abuse and mistreat you, then later on seduce you. Make him know him not get no loving if a sudden star. And strength to him I take a beat, take it to fight war. Face too pretty for your waist scar. He'll never get to Zion if him break your heart. You got to love yourself before you love someone, girl. Never you hurt your flesh in the name of love. No, you got to love yourself before you love someone. True. Never you hurt your flesh in the name of love. No, you can't make him beat you. Then what? Take your clothes off. Abuse and mistreat you, then later on seduce you. Make him know him not get no loving if a sudden star. And strength to him I take a beat, take it to fight war. Face too pretty for your waist scar. He'll never get to Zion if him break your heart. It's not right. We'll leap a fuss and fight. And every night when they make you cry, what time you feel like you want to die, you know it's not right. It's not the most I say. And there is nothing.
You're listening to DP.
Walk up, my girl, I better allow it. Oh, if you beat you, then what? Take your clothes off. Abuse and mistreat you, then later on seduce you. Make him know him not get no loving if a sudden star. And strength to him I take a beat, take it to fight war. Face too pretty for your waist scar. He'll never get to Zion if him break your heart. Cut it off, let it go, start anew. Cut it off, and find someone who love you, girl. Cut it off, life too short. Cut it off, no afraid for start over. Cut it off, so the healing's glad. Can't make him better no more. That man just a beat you. Then what? Take your clothes off. Abuse and mistreat you, and then what? Come seduce you. Him just beat you. Then what? Take your clothes off. Abuse and mistreat you, and then what? Come on. He cut it off. Just let him go. Start anew. Cut it off and find someone who love you. You better cut it off.
You better cut it off. The voice of the one, singy, Tarrus Riley. And let me say, great evening to you, and I hope you had a great day, and I wish for you a great week. So, what are we talking about this evening? We're talking about, and I don't know why I'm on this domestic abuse, which Tarrus is saying there's nothing domestic about this. But this mad woman take back this man. We try squeeze her throat and try run over her. She take him back. So me want to know, what could have inspired her to take back such a man? We're going to find out in a little bit. But me see one little piece of something advertised well, has been making its round on social media. And then I was listening to Behind the Headline this evening and heard they actually did a feature on it. So I don't know, maybe you hear about it already, but I just want to share this. This is all I can say.
Self-Kate Galloway, Charlotte Hawkins, a
And
cast of
Jerk
thousands.
Rice.
Yes.
Punchy Jerk Rice.
Now, Jamie Oliver has been accused of cultural appropriation after launching jerk-flavoured rice and criticised for not staying true to the traditional Jamaican recipe. Before you start, I want to read this,
Can I just eat some of it? Because we were saying earlier we haven't actually tried it. Can I just try some of this rice?
Yeah, well,
It's
a bit early.
very nice.
We've got Levi Roots. We've got Rusty Lee Butt. Labour MP Dawn Butler tweeted the chef saying, "Do you know what Jamaican jerk actually is? It's not just a word you put before stuff to sell products." I just want, before everybody gets involved, cultural appropriation, right? It's the adoption of elements of a minority culture by members of the dominant culture. It is distinguished from an equal cultural exchange due to an imbalance of power, often as a byproduct of colonialism and oppression.
Good girl.
It's a bowl of rice, people.
Yeah, look.
So look, we've got here. So what happened is Dawn Butler did the tweet.
She did.
Sent out the tweet. She's very cross about it, and she suggested that Jamie Oliver have a lesson on real jerk cooking from Levi Roots.
Is in the building.
How exciting!
Me as well.
I just said, and Rusty Lee.
And Rusty Lee too.
She wanted.
So look,
oh
funnily enough, you've already given Jamie Oliver a masterclass, haven't you?
I could not believe it that I woke up yesterday and I saw my name trending on the internet because
Drop
of
your rice
jerk.
on your dress.
I know.
I thought people were calling me a jerk. I didn't think I was involved in jerk.
Well, I know.
But yes, I taught Jamie how to cook jerk. We did a fantastic thing many years ago in Clapham Common, close where I live in Brixton. So we actually got the ingredients from Brixton Market.
Yeah,
so
lovely.
it was the real deal. And I do think it was a mistake by Jamie, either by him or by his team.
So look,
maybe that he wasn't even actually involved in.
So the criticism is that specific flavours, herbs, spices have to go in to jerk cooking.
Absolutely.
That's the point.
And
that actually you don't really ever have.
She's going to say, I'm warning you. She's gonna.
At the end of the day, I've just tasted it, and it tastes like Caribbean rice and peas with flavour in it.
What's wrong with that?
Well, what's wrong with it is because jerk seasoning, jerk marinade, it's a marinade, and the jerk part of it is a barbecue. You cannot barbecue rice. So basically...
So here's the point, right? This is my absolute point. Nobody is going to contend with your argument about the ingredients or what it's meant to spend a lot of time in the Caribbean, love jerk, right? But Dawn Butler and all these people, they've made this cultural appropriation.
No, I'm sorry. Yes, she was harsh, but it wouldn't have come to our notice if she hadn't used those words. She's absolutely right. This is a jerk chicken, jerk pork. All these jerk seasonings go onto meat. It doesn't go onto rice.
No,
yes,
no,
you can say
that's food. Right. Why does that mean cultural appropriation by the dominant class?
She has chosen a word which has made us talk.
Why wouldn't you just say, Jamie, right, it's not meant for rice, it's meant for meat, use the product properly, apparently...
Would we have been here today talking about it?
Listen, I don't know.
Why does it matter? Because people watching might be thinking, why on earth are you talking about it? I mean, why does it matter, though? Why is there insult? Why is there concern?
Because jerk chicken and jerk pork and jerk fish and jerk beef originates from Jamaica.
Yeah.
And the people who have this, it's their thing. When
will they be offended by the fact that
they would be offended by it. I phoned up my very posh friend Dorothy, who talks like this, and
Dorothy?
I said, Dorothy, my friend, and I said, I'm going on TV. We're going to talk about punchy jerk rice. She said, what? And she did use a swear word, which I was shocked. It's an insult. It is an insult because jerk is from the Caribbean, and as much as I love Jamie, the point is, it's getting onto like a bandwagon to say it's a Caribbean. It's taken away from us.
What it's meant to do.
Exactly.
Do you agree with that, Levi?
I don't think it's that serious. I really don't. I think Caribbean food, for it to get to where we want it to get to, we have to change things. I'm a big one for that.
I started it off telling people about Caribbean food, and I tried to keep it true to what Caribbean food is.
What about let's take Indian takeaway? Yeah. We talked about this earlier, didn't we?
Absolutely.
It's the Indian curry you eat.
Doesn't even exist, does it?
Kate, you've got to know what jerk is, and I think this is the point that Dawn was making. Jerk is either a method of cooking, or it is actually the marinade itself. If it doesn't have this, what I've brought in from my own kitchen, if it doesn't have these 4 things in there, then officially in Jamaica you cannot refer to it as jerk.
So what
allspice is
what
the
are
key
these?
thing for jerk.
Is that
you don't mention
allspice.
Allspice.
You cannot call it jerk if it doesn't have allspice.
Is that it?
What I've read that's in here is nothing to do with jerk, but as I tasted it, there's a flavour of the jerk flavours in there, but what's written to say aubergine, beans, what on earth is that?
But look, Rusty, cooking is about evolution, isn't it? It's about combining things.
Absolutely.
Do you remember the big fuss Mary Berry caused when she put white wine in a bolognese? Everyone was going crazy.
Yes.
And then it was revealed that actually, in Italy, where it originated, it's actually meant to be pork. It's not even meant to be beef mince.
Shocking. Nigella.
Nigella using cream in carbonara.
Absolutely. I think it just has to be
that.
explained. I think not a lot of people now watching this actually knows what jerk. They think think jerk is just a word, but it is a flavor.
Jerk
actually is the flavor. And if you don't have these flavors on the food, it's like calling chips something else.
Can I just say, I take, because I eat it, I love it.
Have you tried any of this?
Jerk is the marinade, right? Yeah. You could conversely argue that if Jamie Oliver and his team were after what? I don't know, the opportunity to get some publicity for their punchy jerk rice, he has done a fantastic job, man.
Well, why didn't he call it poker rice? Yeah. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's taken the jerk part to either become funny to the connotations of jerk, to be funny, or he's put it there, which is a bit of an insult to Caribbean people because they feel jerk is not what...
I'd love to hear from people.
Could you give me a bit of a jerk chicken so I can compare the flavouring? This is yours. Yes, you're right. Let's
with the proper jerk seasoning, which is really beautiful.
I'm just going to have a little bit.
Marinated.
You just talk. I love you. Let's talk. Listen, we contacted Jamie Oliver.
It's a very different flavour.
You eat, and you're still on this cruise, aren't you? We contacted Jamie Oliver for a response, so got absolutely no reply. I'd love to know what you think this morning. Is this offensive to you? Is it a con? Does it not matter? Are there bigger problems in the world? Listen.
Oh, yes, there are bigger problems, but even the rice isn't the right rice. That's if it's a Caribbean supposed jerk rice, which is ridiculous to me. That rice isn't. It should be Patna rice or basmati rice. What that is?
This is some kind of whole grain rice, isn't it?
I love Rusty Lee.
Charlotte needs feeding up.
I do like
Stop. And we'll see what it is.
Listen, Charlotte Hawkins, you eat that, but if you do, you might need Spanx like her. Listen.
So that's a little little interview there. I actually went and looked for it on the internet because me did kind of confuse as to what really going on, what the hell, like, and then realize some will pass sell out the boat. Some will pass sell out the boat because the Rastaman, which supposed to be a Jamaican, did you hear him say we need where we want to take the food, we need to add things to it, and like I'm like, what kind of sellout kind of something this? We don't need to do nothing, like I just put in my my post a while ago in the comment area. As far as I'm concerned, there is nothing that we need to do to our food to take it anywhere. A matter of fact, if you're taking food outside of Jamaica, it's a problem. The world come to Jamaica for the food. So what am I talking about? What him really a chat about? I don't know. Anyways, people, that is not what we're talking about this evening. What we're talking about is this.
You're listening to DP.
Hold on, father, hold on.
Love you, baby. I'm going to let the tune down. Me and my lover just always a fight, but him know where for do for make me smile get bright. We war on him left and no come back till late in the hours with a bunch of the nicest flowers. Even though me vex, still me blood a boil. One look below the waist, I'm humble like a child. Can't help.
Did I say good evening?
The feeling.
Did I say good evening to each and everyone locked in?
Sweet talk.
Well, as Fab said, it's not good. It's a great evening.
Baby, now.
Great evening, each and everyone.
Down, baby. Him say go and go put.
We're ready.
Baby. And before you know it is another baby. You know me now go box you down, baby. Now me just want hold you down, baby. Him say go and go put on you down, baby.
And when you look, it's just another
baby. It's not the thing about
So Fab, did you say that is love? Where's the love? Oh, a love makes she gone back to the man.
Like me and for me baby.
What we're talking about this evening, this woman, it's reported that her man
change him tricky ways. We love for one another make
squeeze her throat.
Children believe in everything.
Attempted to kill her with a car. Can I exaggerate? Them just say run her over. And she take him back.
You down, baby. Now me just want hold you down, baby. Him say go and go put on your tongue, baby. And before you know it.
Hey Miss Curry, how you doing, girl?
You know me now.
I saw Miss Harley earlier. Where did you go, girl?
Me just want hold you down, baby.
Wanna know where Chevy day, you know? Chevy dash away.
And before you know it is another baby.
Good evening, Gloria.
A real man, so me not for run him head. No man can't
You say Marcella Dread, not even Renta Dread, Marcella Dread.
Mine a war when the whole of that combine. You know me now gonna knock you down, baby. Now me just want
hold you down,
baby. Him say go and go put on your tongue, baby. And before you know it is another. Before you know it is another baby.
Before you know it, it's another baby. Me now want knock you down. Me just want hold you down. Him say go and go put on you. And when you look, it's just another baby. Him should have run her over again this time for good. What an idiot. That's according to my producer. So again, let me say great evening to each and everyone logging in. Thanks for joining me for another week. And I promise you, my producer and I will be bringing you some topic as usual. So we're looking at this issue, and it's reported in the mix-up paper. That is what I call it, the Star. No disrespect, it's just that from I know myself, I remember even with the Star thing, like everybody just go to that section. You go to the Star, or yeah, you buy paper, you're going at the supermarket or wherever you go buy paper, pharmacy, gas station, Star. I think, you know, that is why it has been going on for years. Because some people like, me don't want to hear nothing about no politics, me don't want to hear nothing about no serious kind of, you know, things. So them just cause a boom and say, yo, Star it is. Let me hear what go on in people life. So I was always a fond of Tell Me Pastor, and yeah, still is, although I look like not going for me, but it is what it is. So this woman take back her man. And I know some people can say, Russia, he doesn't understand that, but I think this is more common than we would want to think or admit. Regular people break up for all different kind of reasons. You have some people who they just keep their domestic issues to themselves, or them have them confidant with them confiding. But I think this is a regular thing, the whole take back kind of thing, you know, and different things happen. You have some women say, oh, me not take no man if him breed nobody else. You have some people say, oh, me not take no man, no take back no man one thing give me bun. You have some all kind of different reasons. But then when it happen and you say, boy, yeah, you know the middle of the thing. Yeah, I say, boy, I don't know what to do. So let's go to the story. Again, welcome to the show. My name is Damien Phillips. On behalf of my producer, Miss Nikisha Tron. Good evening. Woman forgive. I'm reading from the Star. No plagiarizing, nothing here. No nobody thinks. Published August 15, 2018. Woman forgives that. No, wrong story. Not that story at all. Remember, play about this and come with the right story. That's what we did on Thursday, right? So let me since me did start reading, let me just share with what we spoke about last week Thursday night. Woman forgives dad who raped her, says she endured 6 years of abuse. That's what we looked at last week and Thursday. And guess what, peeps? You can actually watch back some of these shows. You have ones where Facebook delete, and I record all of them and I put them on YouTube, or I record them and yeah, upload them to YouTube. So if you want, you can just go to my channel on YouTube. It's Damien Lifestyle TV TV show, Damien Lifestyle TV show, and you can watch the shows, any topic, all of the topics that we do, because I record them. All right. Let me pull up the right story.
You know me now go box you down, baby. Now me just want hold you down, baby. Him say go and go put on your tongue, baby. And before you know it is another baby. It's not the thing about a quarrel, it's when everything not work out right. But if you got anything like me and for me babes, when even when me just done malice him for days, and I swear some me I go left if him not change him for ways. We love for one another, make everyone amazed. The children believe in everything he says. We only going through a phase, so come tell me sorry.
Want to hear about the Jamaican in Florida that get in a trouble? He actually got arrested. They had to post bail for $2,000 because what was it, a raccoon, some one of them animal, they come near up in mango and thing, and the brother catch it in a one cage and of course light it. So his neighbor was so appalled, of course white people, and they called the cops on him. So the brother said, no, I'm learning my lesson, not happen again, never, no, not happening. So his neighbors were saying what he should have done is just call the authority, let them come and move it. Not that he might get back no compensation. So you cannot take things in your own hands in America, because you may just end up go to jail for some sitting away, taunt your aunt, all of these things. Alright, so here we go with the story. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. It's not from the Star, it is from the Observer. And it's published Sunday, August 19. Can't we say 15? I wonder. May I go back so far? But yeah. Woman takes back lover who squeezed her throat and tried to run her over. And I did ask people to share them thoughts with me on WhatsApp, and nobody. I'm gonna check see if nobody sent me anything. Nah, I get nothing. So that's what we're looking at tonight. Hey Tristan, wagwan. So you can keep your comments coming, and maybe I should go ahead. No, when we don't read the story, I'll put up the numbers if persons want to call me and talk. Fast or she too fast? Anybody else freezing? Me not understand. Who fast? Talk to me. Fast or she too fast? Talk to me. Me want to know. Me don't know what you talk about. Alright. Woman takes back lover who squeezed her throat and tried to run her over. And this is from the Observer. There was drama in Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court after a woman who had brought her lover before the parish judge for driving his car at her and squeezing her throat until she almost fainted 3 weeks after she had broken off the relationship, revealed that the relationship had been reconciled. Maria Parchment, Parchment, talk to me. Are you relative? I don't know people. I just find the story. Me never read it. But we have a Parchment. I zone one more. You know Maria? But hold on, Nikki. Maria Parchment, 23, and Stephanie Street in Kingston. Off. So let's go again. Maria Parchment, 23, off Stephen Street in Kingston, was arrested recently and charged with assault. The court heard that on August 5, the complainant was on her way home, walking on Georges Street in Kingston, when Parchment drove his car at her, forcing her to jump out of the way to avoid being hit. The complainant, on reaching home, saw Parchment in her yard waiting on her. So somebody where you know just try run you over and you don't call the police. Interesting. He then held onto her and started squeezing her throat, causing her to almost pass out before neighbors came to her rescue. But Parchment, before he admitted to his wrong, initially denied driving his car at the complainant and choking her. Quote, "I never drove to hit her," he said while pleading not guilty to the charge. A September 13 date was then set for the matter to go to trial, and Judge Maxine Ellis extended Parchment's bail. It was at that point, however, that the complainant told the court she and Parchment had talked about the issue and that he had apologized for all that he did, and thus she did not wish to pursue the matter. Quote, "Didn't you hear him say he wasn't driving the car at you and choking you?" the judge then asked her. But the complainant said, "No, I never hear." Quote, He told me he never drove the car at you and he did not choke you. So what did he apologize for?" Ellis asked. Now tell me if this woman enough get charged for waste government money and time. Parchment then interjected and said, "I drive past her yard." The judge in reply quickly said to him, "Sir, please, nobody going to charge you for driving past somebody's yard." End of quote. She then asked if he had apologized, and he said yes, which prompted her to ask why. Quote, the situation. Parchment answered, quote, the situation don't have no details, Judge Ellis asked. Parchment then explained that based on the complainant's statement in which she said that he fought her and swerved his car at her, he had apologized. He then told the judge that no one had intervened. The frustrated complainant then shouted at him, quote, talk the truth now, end of quote. Quote, you gone back to him now, ma'am? The judge then asked, to which she replied, quote, yes. Following inquiries from the judge, she admitted that it was not the first time that she was being abused by Parchment. The judge then warned her that Parchment need to seek help before giving him a 6-month sentence, suspended for 2 years. Quote, if you can't manage and the hand can't listen, go to a counselor, she said. She, however, told him that the sentence is to serve as a reminder that he is not to put his hand again on the complainant, as 6 months in prison is awaiting him. Man takes blame for robbing woman of expensive clothes. Alright, so I guess that story done this. So why them just run in all of them something here? Gone to a next story. So hold on, observe at the mix up paper like star now. A man who along with another robbed a woman of her gold chain valued at US $3,000 is to be sentenced on October 1, Jeremy Stewart. Alright, so them just bundle some whole heap story. I must be progressive. Give a free ad. Yeah, so what really I go on here, so no people wanna talk to me. Talk to me please, guys. Me no know what I go on here, so me no know what I go on here, so. Me don't have a clue what is going on here. Stuck, pass freeze, lol. Freezing here, sir. Oh, the neighbor. Alright, I don't know. I don't know. Am I still freezing on your end? Talk to me, because it looks okay here. Not look funny or untoward. So if you're still freezing, I would ask you to log out and log back in, because as I say, everything look normal on my side. Delian, it's freezing on your side too? Fab, is it freezing for you? I remember yesterday I had some trouble. So, me really want to know Me really want to know what is going on here. What is going on here? This woman, the man after the man. Okay, so yes. Why bother go to court if you plan to waste the court time? Then you go court, go say, what you go say? Them should have charge her. I shouldn't demand she charge. Yeah, I shouldn't. Them shouldn't charge the man. Fab say, Sherry say only sound. Oh, small little madness I go on my phone a while ago, Alright, make go watch it and see what I go on. Fab say, she's one of them woman who believe that if the man no beat them, him no love them. Me agree. And Gloria say, yes you are. So I guess I am freezing, still freezing even after reboot. On and off, only hearing sound. So alright peeps, here when me I gotta do then, I am going to cut the feed and start it back. So look out for the link, look out for the thing, alright?
Just want to hold you down. love I just always a fight, but him know where for do for make me smile get bright. We war on him left and no come back till late in the hours with a bunch of the nicest flowers. Even though me vex, still me blood a boil. One look below the waist and me humble like a child. Can't help it, me couldn't hide the feeling. Plus him a thrill me with the more sweet talking. You know me not gonna knock you down, baby. Now me just want hold you down, baby. Him say go and go put on your tongue, baby. And before you know it is another baby. You know me not go box you down, baby. Now me just want hold you down, baby. Him say go and go put on your tongue, baby. And before you know it is another baby. The saddest thing about a quarrel is when everything no work out right. But if you got anything like me and for me babes, when even when me just done malice him for days, and I swear say me I go left if him not change him tricky ways. We love for one another, make everyone amaze. The children believe in everything he says. We only going through a phase, so come tell me sorry soft in my ears. You know me not gonna knock you down, baby. Now me just want hold you down, baby. Him say go and go put on your tongue, baby. And before you know it is another.
Alright, so some of the time the mama play some of them song here, it caused the whole thing like Facebook I do them thing, you know, try spy it out to see if as them call it is what's I call it. I play people song I'm not supposed to play. So let me say welcome back. And Nikki, it seems as Nikki is saying that I'm good now. I'm good now. I hope I am. So let me just try find something for chat say till everybody come back. Alright, I see Fab, I see Sherry's back. We're Gloria there. Who else? So I'm going to try to invite some people to watch the show. So I'm going to share. Alright, so yeah, so what we're looking at this evening is this woman who she decides about what happened. She gone back to the man, but it's very confusing because may I say, like, why she gotta tell him now in a court say him fit out the truth, because he pleaded not guilty. So what's the point? Hey Merlene, how you doing? Gloria say me good. So Frank Gloria say me good. My producer Nikki say me good. So I guess we are good. So with that being said, I guess me again have to run back the story again, which is short, so I can read it. I can read it or reread it. Is it reread or read it over? Read it again, so like it can't work. Don't. So for those of you just logging on, I had to do not a reboot. I cut the show and come again because Jennifer, what's wrong with my accent? Welcome to the show, by the way. I do this every night for those of you joining me for the very first time. Every Monday through to Thursday from 9:30 Central Time, not Central, Eastern Time to 10:30. It's supposed to be for 1 hour. So yes, I met Jennifer yesterday. But yeah, we can talk about me. Yes, and not like in person, but we were on a mutual friends page and actually liked what she had to say. Oh, my accent is lovely. Oh, thank you very much. Omar, big up yourself, youth. So I'm going to read the story again to give us all or put us on the same page, so you know we can comment accordingly. So it's about this woman who suffered domestic abuse and have decided to take back her abuser, which I don't get it, because the allegations are that he squeezed her throat and tried to run her over with his car. That's the allegation. So here it goes from one of the papers in Jamaica, The Observer to be exact, and this story was published yesterday, August 1920. See, now Jennifer have me being conscious, so I like even sounding all Jamaican. I don't think I think I'm actually using my normal voice that I use now, because I don't try to twang or speak like American, because I'm not an American. But I believe in speaking English, so if I want people to understand me, then I speak English. So, woman takes back lover who squeezed her throat and tried to run her over. And the journalist went to court and is reporting, did a report from court. There was drama in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court after a woman who had brought her lover before the parish judge for driving his car at her and squeezing her throat until she almost fainted 3 weeks after she had broken off their relationship, revealed that the relationship had been reconciled. That should be reconciled. Maria Parchment, 23, of Stephen Street in Kingston, was arrested recently and charged with assault. The court heard that on August 5, the complainant was on her way home, walking on George's Street in Kingston, when Parchment drove his car at her, forcing her to jump out of the way to avoid being hit. The complainant, on reaching home, saw Parchment in her yard waiting on her. He then held onto her and started squeezing her throat, causing her to almost pass out before neighbors came to her rescue. But Parchment, before he admitted to his wrong, initially denied driving his car at the complainant and choking her. Quote, "I never drove to hit her down," end of quote, he said while pleading not guilty to the charge. A September 13 date was set for the matter to go to trial, and Judge Maxine Ellis extended Parchment's bail. It was at that point, however, that the complainant told the court she and Parchment had talked about the issue and that he had apologized for all that he did, and thus she did not wish to pursue the matter. They should have charged her for wasting the court's time. Anyway, quote, "Didn't you hear him say he wasn't driving the car at you and choking you?" the judge then asked her. But the complainant said, quote, "No, I never hear," end of quote. Quote, "He told me he never drove the car at you." So, well, and she never then at the same courthouse. Never drove. He told me he never drove the car at you, and he did not choke you. So, what did he apologize for? Asked the judge. Parchment then interjected and said, quote, "I drive past her yard." End of quote. The judge in reply quickly said to him, quote, "Sir, please, nobody going to charge you for driving past somebody's yard," end of quote. She then asked if he had apologized, and he said yes, which prompted her to ask why. Quote, "The situation," Parchment answered. "The situation don't have any details?" Judge Ellis asked. Parchment then explained that based on the complainant's statement, in which she said that he fought her and swerved his car at her, he had apologized. He then told the judge that no one had intervened. The frustrated complainant then shouted at him, "Talk the truth now!" End of quote. "You gone back to him now, ma'am?" the judge then asked, to which she replied, "Yes." Following inquiries from the judge, she admitted that it was not the first time that she was being abused by Parchment. The judge then warned her that Parchment need to seek help before giving him a 6-month sentence, suspended for 2 years. Quote, "If you can't manage and your hand can't listen, go to a counselor," she said. She, however, told him that the sentence is to serve as a reminder that he is not to put his hands again on the complainant, as 6 months in prison is awaiting him. So, Yeah. Wow. Like, I don't know. Let me say, I'm confused because I can't see. No, this is how I'm getting. This is how I'm getting in trouble, you know. Because, oops, I'm supposed to be using English because I have. Yeah. This is how I would get in trouble, because if this was my daughter or my sister and she took back, because as the judge said, why was he arrested in the first place? You know, why was he arrested? And he's in the court lying, saying that, oh, I did not try to hit her with my car. I drove past her house. I did not choke her. There was nobody involved. All of these things. Would I get so upset? But I'm asking, is it the man the judge should have charged, or is the woman who basically wasting court time and the government? You know how much other case them could have tried in the meantime? Yeah. So I have some comments here, and you guys can share your comment, and also I'm going to put up my numbers so you can call me, or you can text me, or you can send me a voice note, or whatever you want to do. So the numbers are, if you're outside of America and you want to utilize the app WhatsApp, it's 614-373-7350. That's 614-373-7350. The other number is 614-602-2962. You can just call that straight. You can text it as well. All right. So I'm always giving persons opportunity to call and talk if you want to talk to me. And I don't really like to hear my own voice. I wish I could hear other persons. Alman Lodge, big up yourself. So everybody all right now? The signal is good, not freezing that you were complaining about earlier? I guess not. So this comment here on the page, Observer page, says from JDG, this time Mario Parchment tried to run his car lover over with a motor car. When she jumped out of the way, he squeezed her throat until she fainted and was rescued by neighbors. He got a suspended sentence. I guess the next time we hear about Mr. Parchment, it will be when he is on a murder charge. Both Parchment and the complainant need counseling. That no counseling would have them need. PJ the original says, only a fool would take back a man that choked her, and this not the first time. She need to see a shrink. Yep, something should have happened to the woman wanting to beat the system. And they're mixing up the two stories. I only read one story. Our General Not Nice says, and I think he's replying to PJ, well, my friend, all I can say is maybe she wanted to be treated as a property and not a person, or she have a low self-esteem, or some people call it love. Well, isn't that what you said earlier, Fab? But I do hope someone can help her turn things around. And I'm thinking, like, okay, so he has a car and she was walking home. May I say it not happen, but it's kind of not so normal, like, you know. Yeah. But I would really want to know why he tried to run her over. You know, I may tell you. So, but the take back part, but I cannot wrap my mind around that. The taking back part still have me away. Still have me baffled. PJ responding say, if she leaves, she will find the same type. She is too blind to see past her yard. Them people are awful. Not awful, sir. Observer says, taking back the abuser is called the Stockholm Syndrome. Okay, then. Chris King Iron says, too many women love men that look like them and love to beat. Is that look? Too many women love men that look like them and love to beat and bully. Some of them women, if you take them flowers, they ask you if flowers can eat. These men want to be looked after, while women, they do not believe in working hard. Many smoke and drink out their senses. What kind of lady walks around with a man with his pants at his knees? plats his hair, shave his eyebrows, wear earring, him, and these days bleach skin. You get what you invested in. Apply63 says, I'm puzzled. I realize I'm not a lawyer, but shouldn't that be attempted murder? Exactly. That was my point. That was my point indeed. Like, you try to run somebody over with your car. That should be not just... What was the charge? Was just assault? Seriously? No, man. They really should have charged this man for attempted murder. That charge should have been on the book. But then, I guess, I don't know. And sometimes you kind of, when you're in the system, you kind of know. Like, you can just look on some people and tell, like somebody commented and says, yo, them deserve each other, or something like that, or you get what you invest in. You know, may I say, because, like, you go to court, you just know, say, them people are go, something will happen regular, it happen all the time. They come and maybe in the heat of everything, or maybe a them family member, say, if you report it, or in some case, let me hasten to say, then go to have all one policeman, I look them, you know, because you have females who, they set up the different level of security, you know. So yes, then we have them man, but them know say them can deal with the policeman straight out. So what they do is them just have him on the side. So him are them side man and them side bucketive. So if something should have happened, them just call on their policeman for, you understand what I mean? So yeah. So I go to all the policeman say, yo, lock up your boy, man, make me lock him up. And of course she could have got through with it. But then I'm saying, why go court? Why bother waste your time? Go court, waste one whole day, waste the court's time, which I'm saying there are other cases that could have been dealt with. As me say, she should have get charged too. She should have been charged. And anybody send any comments? I'm looking so I can read them. I think more people commented on Facebook than on the page too, so I'm trying to find it on the Observer Facebook page. So, what are your views? The numbers are there. People, you can call me. We can have a conversation or a discussion. I hate to hear my voice. It's so sad. I'm going through this. It's so sad. They actually murdered a police in Westmoreland. Also another sad story, not to really stress on out, but you heard about that 5-year-old that accidentally shot himself with his mother's fire. Well, it's reported that it was his mother's gun, and the mother is a police. So sad. And we hear this story ever so often, which I'm like, no man, something need to be done by that, you know, about that, I should say. Like, why they don't have any security measures? Like, well, that is not even security measure, that is I don't even know what to call it. But yeah, it is so sad. So sad. And for some reason when I find the story see it here. What me I talk about? 148 comments. I will take us up to half past the hour. So Gloria says, Miss Hartley heard when I said good night to you. I'm not sure if I did hear. Good night. Kimon, good night. Thanks for joining. Gloria said, I don't think she is stupid. She is definitely afraid of him. Well, me feel it's a combination of stupidity, because stupidity can cause fear. Like, you ever see somebody in a situation where I say that is nothing to be fearful of, but them just said, no, me feel say them are idiots. I believe say them are idiots. People who, like, why you go? No, but when me I say Gloria, this is what I'm trying to say. Maybe me go come down too hard on her, but I am saying, why waste your time and go court and all of that? Figure say, you know, say you take back the man, just don't go up, just turn up. He would have to turn up to court, because if he did not show up, then they would have issued a warrant, say him insult the court by not showing. But all of that happen is them go court and maybe him go a couple more time and then them just throw out the case, because that's the way the system set up. Once the complainant is not there, you can't have the man coming back. If she knows that she take back the man, she should just move on with her life, or just go court and say, Your Honor, first and foremost, to tell them I have no interest in pursuing this. Jennifer says, yes, abused individuals do get Stockholm syndrome and repeat their patterns with multiple partners, sadly. Yeah. Hey, John, what's up? Why I don't know? Because, like I say, we who don't have these kind of experience, I'm baffled. I'm always curious. I want to know, because it's not like, say, you don't have women, you have wife beaters. I mean, you have husband beaters too. You have women who beat men. But me, I say, I mean, as a woman can't lick me either. I would not be as stupid as to say that no woman can't lick me. I wouldn't say that. But would I really stay with somebody who is abusive? Like me, the way I may hate lick, like me, no want nobody lick me. Like, yeah. Hey, Kadeen. Yeah, man, me afraid I like bad. So I couldn't deal with it. But I am so not even verbal abuse I can't work with. And I always question it, like, how people do it in relationship where they swear at each other, like, I know nothing, tell you the worst things, call you all kind of names, and I don't know. But I did a topic the other day that said that couples who quarrel, always argue, they are more in love because I think you have scales. So what happened is it starts with the verbal abuse, or maybe it starts with the emotional abuse, and then it goes to the verbal abuse, and then it goes to the physical. And like somebody commented and said, listen, see him get 6 months now, maybe him not even stay out that 6 months before the next charge that you hear is a murder charge. And it's so sad. It is so sad. I believe that once you start get physical like that, and I mean physical abuse, then that's a sign that somebody need to cut, somebody need to walk. That is my take on it. Once you get physical, as in physical abuse, then it means that, listen, it's not working out and we need to just end it, move on. But then I know what you're saying to Gloria. Don't get me wrong, because especially in what they call the garrisons or the ghetto areas, I believe that there are females who, it's like a two-part thing. They're with some done, quote unquote, for protection. So they want to feel safe and say, all right, people not gonna mess with them because I done them they with. So out of fear, they try to create a kind of relationship kind of thing. And then even if they reach a part that they want to get out of it, because I do believe this, and I've heard several reports about this, that especially the teenagers, once they reach 14, 15, 16 and start, looking mature and all of that, they will entertain guys who are older, the dons, like I said, the gunmen as we call them in Jamaica, because it's a sense of protection. So, if somebody mess with them, you just say, yo, me I go tell me man, or me I go call my man, or whatever it is, and then there's a thing. But then after them go through that phase, 14, 15, 16, 17, start thinking clearly now and strange, and I say, boy, what am I to that man? He have several other girls that he's sleeping with and all of these things. And then when they try to move away, it causes all kind of thing. But I don't know, how do you deal with that? I mean, it's not my reality, so I don't know. So yes, there's a fear element. Gloria, I agree. Jennifer said this is a longer conversation we need to have, but I can give you a first-hand experience from staying in an emotional abusive relationship. I never expected to be that situation. So Jennifer, call me now, please. Call me, because I want to hear. We supposed to be at the end of the show, but I really want to hear. You can call any one of those numbers and you will get to talk directly to me, Jennifer. I want to hear a little bit, if it's even for I shouldn't say 2 minutes, because any of your call is going to go longer than that. But I want to hear some more, as they say, from a first and basis. I want to hear how it works, because I don't think I've ever interviewed somebody who have lived you know. Person share them experience a couple times, but not like real. So Jennifer, can you please call me? You can even call me through Messenger on Facebook Messenger if you don't want to utilize any of the numbers, and I will get to talk to you. All right. This person say, Una, observer, since Una have the link to every what's that? Whatever that is, Satar, wanna tell me how if you get one back to school voucher for my friend them. Okay, so this person say it's not real, it cannot be a real story that they're reporting on. Kurt Boss says an abusive man that should be an abusive man. Some of these ladies need him to beat out our clot next time. One day in my apartment and hear some funny sound like when Ratadid, whatever that is. When I went to investigate, my neighbor's boyfriend was torturing her. Both her eyes was swollen, and she said is when he held her throat and was trying to choke her, she tried to make the squeaking sound like when a rat, whatever that is, dead when a rat are dead. By time night come, she sweet with him again. So from that time, when me hear she get beaten, I don't go to rescue her. And I think that's a sad thing, because I believe that, you know, and maybe I should really take it back when I say sometimes it's a mixture of stupidity. No, maybe I should take it back, because it must be a psychological issue, you know, not just fit. Because what this person just explained, you know, then I'm room, him hear this squeaking sound or squealing sound like when rat are dead, and then when he actually go to investigate, he found out that it was the neighbor, you know, torturing his girlfriend, and in the night you're okay with it. Hey Jennifer, thanks for calling.
Hi. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Very well.
Alright, so me just gonna make you talk. Well, let me say that in English. I'm just gonna allow you to talk, because
Okay.
Talk to me.
So yeah, it was very surprising, because I've always considered myself very strong and independent. Like, I was a soldier in the military, I was a firefighter, you know, I ride motorcycles, so like I'm not some
weak,
you know,
girly kind of.
Right. Right, I'm pretty tough. And yet, so I married, this was my second husband, and I was raising his son. His son was 12 when he moved in with us, and I had never wanted children, but I just fell in love with the kid, right? And everything was fine for like our first 2 years. He was funny and charming. He didn't have a lot of he was from Peru, so he did not have a lot of people in this country. And I thought, okay, he's an immigrant. That's normal, not to have a circle of people, you know, in a foreign country. So I didn't really think much of it. But looking back, there was no one for me to ask for references of him and his
There's
past,
no way
right?
to get an antecedent done.
Right. So you just don't know, and he's very, very charming. And so over the years, we moved from Miami, which is, you know, primarily Spanish speaking, and Creole, and then we moved to Jacksonville, Florida. And I think this was the first element that started the slide into emotional abuse, because he went from being in Miami, he was kind of our primary wage earner. I had quit my career for a little bit to go back to design school, and he was helping significantly with our finances. And then I went back to my old industry, and I was making a lot more money than him. And we moved out of where he was comfortable. And so suddenly he, you know, he's a brown man with a heavy accent living in a very redneck city. Right. So, of course, you know, I do understand that was uncomfortable for him, but he was part of the decision. He wanted to move to that city. Right. So that wasn't my decision. So I think all of a sudden losing his ability to provide was one thing. It took one of his legs out from under him, you know, with his confidence. And then, you know, his son moving in with us, and he really was not a good parent. He didn't want to invest time and energy in his child or money. And so I became kind of the dominant parent. And, you know, I think there was jealousy in his kid loving me. Which, you know, you should be happy that someone loves your child.
Yeah,
right?
I would be. I have a 10-year-old son, and you know, I'm not with his mother, so that is something that you
Dating
just wish and
challenging.
hope.
Right. So we had all these factors going on, and in the meantime, I kept realizing that we were kind of growing apart. He was getting snippy with me, and I just chalked it up to depression. I said, okay, I've been through depression. My family has been through it. I'm not going to leave my husband because of it. And I'll just ride it out, right? Because I said for better or for worse. Right. So apparently this is the worst. So, you know, I kept hanging in there thinking that I was doing right by my family. But as time went on, he didn't get better. He got worse because he would continually push the boundaries of how mean he could be to me. And because I was in this situation where, like, his kid needed to go to school where we lived, and I just felt all of these pressures that I couldn't just say, hey, you can't treat me like that.
Right.
You know, and it starts to wear on your ego as well. So next thing you know, like, fast forward a few years, and it just keeps, you know, spiraling. And next thing you know, I'm on the floor of my closet crying, just weeping. And he's just looking at me, almost laughing, because he made me cry. And I just had that moment where I was like, who am I? And who is this man who thinks he can talk to me this way? Because if a stranger talked to me like this, I would surely punch him in the thyroid.
Right.
So I kind of had that moment, and I was like, girl, get up, get your act together, because you don't need to be talked to like this by anybody for any reason ever. So I had to kind of let myself get to that rock bottom for me, where he broke me down. And I kind of started, you know, it didn't happen immediately after that. It still took a bit for me, because we were, you know, entrenched. You have your finances, you have a house together, you have a child there. So it took me a while, but by the time I finally got it together and we separated, and it happened, by the way, in the most cowardly of ways. We had both been to Peru, and I came back, and he basically said, I'm not coming back. And I said, what, this week? And he said, no, ever.
Oh, so you went to Peru together?
Yes.
And then he decided, I'm not going back to America.
Right, and it turns out he was already involved with another woman.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
But and when I got home, I then later found out during the divorce that he was also involved with his best friend's wife, who was a friend of mine.
Wow.
So that tells you a little bit of his caliber, right?
Wow.
But the fact is, he was very, I would classify him as a sociopath. And he you know, used and abused everybody around him, but he would charm you for the first long while. It was like a bamboozle. And people say, oh, how could you fall for that? I thought you were smart. And I'm like, I am smart. Just because somebody did this to me doesn't mean I'm not smart. I was being empathetic, and I was like, oh, this is an immigrant. He doesn't have anybody, you know, let me help him. And he was just using the hell out of me. Yeah. You know, I was being naive. I
see you mentioned here that emotional. So did it ever get physical or no?
No, it never did get physical, and I'm I'm pretty convinced that the reason he broke up with me over the internet was because he was afraid I would actually beat him.
Oh, okay. So he didn't have the balls to actually tell it to your face that, listen, this is it.
No, and you know, that's how the most cowardly of men work. You know, or women too. You know, when they're cowards, they'll do it right behind your back. But not to your face. So yeah,
see, I'm not trained in none of this. It's just that I've been doing this show called Lifestyle for over 12 years from I was living in Jamaica.
Wow.
And I decided, so I've had just about everybody on my show: mental health, doctors, nurses, police, all kind of thing, and we discuss all kind of thing. But I've always said this: there are times, and you have females who, because they fall for the everything else, you they're not seeing the red flags, they're not seeing the signs. But
Right.
I always say this. A lot of times when a man's wanting out, he will actually start doing the worst things to make you say, listen, I can't take this more. Because he's not brave enough, like you say. So like you say, he was involved with your best friend's wife, and he had another relationship in his home country. Like, he wanted you to just get up and say, you know what, get out. And that would be a reason. And I always say this too. You have guys who they use situations like that to say, oh, and blame you, oh, my wife is not giving me sex, or my wife is not doing this and all of that, to get empathy from other people. But I always say, listen, once you reach a level and you're like, no, both male and female, if you're not comfortable in whatever you're in, it's better you just get out. Because, like, I don't know, not even counseling sometimes I don't recommend, because what really happens,
right. No, I agree. It was a very passive aggressive thing for him to do, and I've had other men do similar things where they just drive you away rather than manning up and saying, I don't want to be in this anymore, I'm not happy, I'm not getting my needs met. And because I'm a slow learner, the universe sent me another narcissist right after this one.
Oh my goodness.
And it's weird, we're friends, but I kind of felt like he was doing some sketchy stuff. We were long distance, and I'm very faithful. Like, I don't have time to be running around on someone. If I don't want to be with you, I won't be with you.
Right.
But yeah, I kind of felt like he was doing some sketchy things, and I finally had to say, the amount of anxiety that the relationship was causing me, the amount of sleepless nights and wondering where he was and why he wasn't calling me back. And I finally said, you know what? I would rather just be alone and not be troubled. So I'm slowly but surely learning that lesson, that if I'm not comfortable, if I'm not 100% comfortable, just leave it.
It can be tricky though, Jennifer, because we know that no one is perfect. Right. And I only hear from your side saying what they have done, but maybe if I had Mr. Peru here, he would have painted another picture to say, well, she did this, she did that, whatever. But the point I'm making is, like, how can we actually have a balance scale to say, okay, all right, I know I'm not perfect, so let me accept certain things, like, because I think that's a problem when love is bundled in everything else and we accepting our flaws to say, well, I'm not 100%, so I can't expect 100% from somebody. How do we balance that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I have definitely started to try to do more work on myself so I don't fall into another toxic relationship, right? Like, I've realized I don't believe the whole half naranja, or you're my other half orange. I don't think that some other person needs to complete you. I think that you should be complete before you try to join up with somebody else.
And there's a saying, say, hurt people hurt other people. So
very much. So I now ask for references from friends, and I make sure we know mutual acquaintances and that they've known this person for a very long time. So if there's any alarming patterns, if there's any abuse, anything like that, I want to know about it, and I want to steer clear. I don't care how good looking you are or how charming you are. I just don't need the trouble in my life. And so now I'm trying to be realistic about what I expect to come from my relationship versus what I do for myself. So there's certain fulfilling needs that I can just do by myself. And there's a book called The 5 Love Languages. And somebody introduced that to me, and I had a conversation with the current person I'm dating and said, please tell me what your love languages are. What would make you feel valued? And I told him what mine were. Here's how I will express love to you. If I'm cooking for you and buying you things, this isn't bribery, this is how I show love. And he said, oh, okay, physical touch is one of mine. So I know, okay, if he's around, scratch his back, rub his head, like, be in physical contact. So I think understanding and having that conversation with what's important to each of you will prevent getting to that point in the relationship where someone just goes to someone else.
Yeah. Yep. So I don't want to give out your age, but we had a discussion yesterday and I have an idea. Do you find persons in your age group kind of been through so much that they reach a point now that they're not even interested in dating anymore. They just stuck at that point that you say you were. You're like, listen, I'm okay by myself, so let's, I just can't be bothered. Why should I? Worse if it's long distance. Why should I be always the one calling, texting, asking you how you're doing, if you had breakfast, you took your medicine, whatever it is, like, and you're not getting back the same thing. Like, you think it's something about the age group, you're just like, I can't be bothered. Let me just...
Maybe. I have to say, I don't date much specifically because of this, and also because I've been a serial monogamist, right? So I was married off and on for about 10 years, and then I had that 3-year-long relationship that ended about 1.5 years ago, and I've been pretty much single ever since, because the few times that I have tried dating, one, I've ended up dating people who were much younger than me, and I don't mind saying it. I'll be 47 next month.
Okay.
I get told I don't look it. And
that's true. You don't.
Thank you. It's very complimentary. However, it's also problematic when you're trying to date and people much younger. I end up with men who are 10, 12 years younger than me, and I just find in general it's not a great match because we're at different stages of our lives.
I try to explain that to people and they don't get it, because I just turned 38, and I'm like, if I should try to date, say, an 18-year-old or 21 that's legal, that's a gap. And the things that I want, maybe I want another kid, or if I was not married, want to get married, and they're like, I want to explore life and all of that. So it can be a challenge. Like, how can you discuss certain things? When you're talking about having a decent house and financing and home, they'll be like, I'm okay living in my mom's basement. What are you talking about? So, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah, I'm at a certain phase of my life. The guy I'm dating now is 43. He's close to my age, and we just went on like a weekend thing where I played a music festival, and it was fun, and we had a kind of camp. We camped in a minivan, and I was like, oh God, everybody's running around partying and doing party drugs and drinking, and I don't do any of that.
Right.
I'm like the squarest DJ you'll ever meet.
No. I'm squarer than you, because trust me.
Okay, good.
People ask me how I do it, and I'm like, I get my vibe from my music. I don't need to snort nothing or drink nothing, and
Exactly. I'll drink a little bit, but not
normal drinking, like casual normal. Right. But I don't. You're not gonna say, okay, I need 6 shots of whatever to go and do my set.
Right.
So.
It's not a full-time job for me.
Same here.
Yeah. So I was quite worried. I thought, oh boy, he's gonna think I'm a stick in the mud, whatever. And actually, we were quite on par with the amount of sleep that we needed and the amount of partying we wanted to do. And I was like, you know what? This is the first person I've dated very close to my age. And I really appreciated that about him, that he was still fun enough that he wanted to go out and do this event with me, but he wasn't so crazy that he's running around on acid acting a fool. Right. Like, we were kind of right on par. So it is nice. It doesn't mean that you can't find love at a different age group. I just see that there are, for me, I've had problems with the stage of life because I am definitely at a certain stage in mine.
And I did a show, a topic the other night, and it was listing the different aging and phasing. I think it has something to do with who needs sex more and whatever it is. But the point I want to get out is that when you reach like 40 and like, okay, I'm not a child anymore, I know exactly what I want. It's like, it's so harder to accept BS from people, because you'll be like, no, I'm independent. I'm paying my own bills. I'm not going to hook up with somebody because I need anything from them. So, why should I, accept these? But again, I'm saying it can be a push, because I've heard females say, listen, if I can, but like something as simple as, I don't think you should, want to break up if I leave the toilet lid up, because I put it up to protect you. If you want it down, you put it down. You don't put it up for me, that kind of thing. But you have some people that reach that edgy kind of stage where like, I'm not accepting nothing that I don't like. So they're looking for this perfect person, and I'm thinking that confusing as well. You're confusing yourself if you're trying to find that.
I agree. You have to really pick your battles. And right now, like, I'm in this weird space with this person. We don't have a commitment or anything, but we've been seeing each other for a year. But he also lives like 1,500 miles away from me. So, so it's one of those, we don't get super caught up in it. We text every day. We talk, every other day, whatever. But, we like each other. We vibe. We get along really, really well. But it's not this head over heels infatuation. And I keep asking myself, is something missing? Is this not going to be enough for me? Like, should I have that crazy infatuation? But it's that crazy infatuation that makes you ignore all the red flags that are telling you it's so. I kind of feel like this might be the first healthy relationship I've had. I just don't know what it feels like because I've never had one.
Right.
Which is sad at my age, but we all evolve differently.
Yes. So my viewers, they're enjoying you. I see somebody said they're with you 100%. Well, let me just back up more and read some of them. Glorious, I have seen it all. Cheryl says some women are afraid of being alone, so they accept anything. So of course they abuse and they whatever, they're like, oh, I don't want to be alone, so let me just which that can't be healthy, because
no, you have work to do on yourself. If you're in that phase, you need to ask yourself, what is it you're seeking from this other person that you can't give yourself? I have a very good friend who keeps doing that, and she keeps calling me to complain about these guys, and I'm like, I'm gonna
reach a point you'll be like, just stop, because when she call you, you'll be like, all right, what is it now? Like, you just know that that's a scrap. Delrose here saying, behind you 100%, Jennifer. So they're like, Michelle, yes, I am a great yes, and Cheryl here saying, yes, I'm great by myself. She also say, true, I am 46. I'm 46. I already have 2 children, and I don't want any more. And those young people need to live their life. What you want to leave with us, Jennifer? Anything you want to say in closing?
Well, first, thank you for entertaining my call.
You're more than
doing the
welcome.
show. Quite delighted to make your acquaintance. But yeah, I think, really, next time you get caught up in a relationship and you're feeling agony and misery, really ask yourself, is it worth it? Ask your higher self, would I be much better off just in peace, doing my own thing, and, either being alone or finding somebody who doesn't bring this side of me out. I wish I wish my higher self had asked me that earlier. Yeah.
Well, they say once there's life, there's hope. So we still have, the rest of our life.
I'm not dead yet.
Right. We have the rest of our life to do the right thing. So, yep. All right.
Exactly.
So thanks again. And now I feel like we're friends. So don't be a stranger, right?
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. So that's Jennifer. I met her yesterday, and it's weird how we met, because like I said, I think I shared it. We actually were commenting on our mutual friends page, and I can't hint at it because I said maybe I do it as a topic. So this black guy that we both know made a post and said, why people get upset when I tell them that I enjoy dating out of my race. And it was a huge discussion, like I say. And Jennifer was saying all the things that I was saying, because I don't think, everybody have the preference and everybody have the thing. I always say this. Yes, I've been coming to America since 1999. I've met several people. I've dated several people, whatever. But I know that when it comes on to cultural connection, in my head, I just tell myself that it would be weird, and I'm going to share quickly because I'm going up to 11 o'clock. Which year that was? Me not gonna say. Chances are when I'm ex, I watch and I say, yes, me know him did I give me bond that year there. Anyway, so I had I was dating a white girl, and I came for Thanksgiving, and I wanted to display to her parents, our relative, that we talk about other things other than just what young people talk about. So they will ask questions, and I asked her and then she came back and tell me like, we believe we're from our family. Our father was a preacher, teacher, pastor, whatever. We believe that the man should be the head of the house. And I'm like, I believe in unity. I'm not going to be I'm the man. So no, I think that's just wrong. I don't look down on females, contrary to what a lot of people think and say on Facebook. No, I actually look up to females. So may I say, like, I can't be in a relationship with, you're the man, so you're supposed to this, you're supposed to that. But anyway, the main thing that actually shared that it would have been either a learning process or what do you call that, something there where you go up and they ride them roller coaster. So she mentioned that she was going to invite me to come for Thanksgiving. She was going to buy the ticket and all of that. So I said, okay, you sure? She's like, yeah, I'll do. She was in college at the time. She had her money, she saved her money, all of that. So she bought me the ticket. I saw a standalone photo printer. It was for like $300 US. So I saved my money. I came back and I bought it. And a year after that, we went to camp to work, which people know me good know that I used to go to camps in the States and work. And she was complaining to one of my roommates and saying why it never worked, I couldn't work. And one of her reasons were she was in school and she offered to buy me a plane ticket to come for Thanksgiving. And I did not even offer to pay her back any of the money. Instead, I bought a printer for half of what the plane ticket cost. And I'm like, because I was explaining this to my co-workers the other day at work. Like, it's a Jamaican thing. If I said to you, I am going to buy you a ticket or I'm going to buy you something, there's no way in a Jamaican mind we're going to think, okay, I'm going to offer you to whatever and then you're supposed to pay me back half of it. Or there's no way you can go and spend. And I mean, just think about it. America, first world country, Jamaica, third world country. So somebody get a chance. It's not like I was coming and saying, okay, you need to buy me clothes and you need to buy me, you know, name brand, whatever. And because I don't believe in that either. You know what I say? But my plan was, I was planning on like, by we reach camp the next, that was what, in November, I'm like, yeah, if we're together the next year, I was going to give her back all our money, whatever that was. But, you know, she had that as a problem to say, you know, so I'm just saying the culture kind of thing. I think it makes more sense if you date people within your culture. That is weird because in America, you know, that it's multi, you know, whatever. So you can't just say in your culture, which there are so many cultures. So what the young man was saying that he enjoys, and I asked him why, because I was very curious, and he said because he doesn't really like black girls. And like me feel my skin just crawl. Like me feel like me just want to grab him and jerk him, because I wouldn't date a white girl if she said I only date black guys. Because to me, and I actually said that on the page, I'm like, to me, if a girl say, oh, I love musicians, or I only date persons, you know, who is in media, which, you know, I used to get that in Jamaica, then I'll be thinking there's nothing special about me. You're just dating me because I'm a musician, or because I'm a DJ, or because I'm on TV, or because I was on radio. No, what's special about that? You know, so it went on and on. And of course, this is the age we're living in, that people will support you no matter what you're doing. You'll find persons that think, you know, similar. So persons were saying you're free to date who you want to date and blah blah blah, and I'm like, no. To me, this is like, you know, self-hate. If a black man or a white man or whatever race is going to look down on your race to say I hate my type of people, that just sound wrong to me. So that is how I actually start communicating with Jennifer, because she was saying basically the same thing that I was saying, and I like the way how she articulated it and all of that. So yep, I don't believe that people meet people and it's for a mistake, or it's mistakenly. There's a reason. And I enjoyed that little talk a while ago. She's sharing her experience of being in an emotional abusive relationship. So thanks again. Welcome to Lifestyle Family. See there, Jennifer, get her welcome. So Gloria is welcoming Jennifer to the family. So yes, we hope to see her. Exactly. Reeks of autism. Yes, man, definitely. So, and I don't know if you saw that, Jennifer. I was going to send it to your message, but I think I actually posted on his page. I saw this black man doing some things with some white women, and I'm like, oh my goodness, nobody should be treating human beings like this. And I'm like, why it came to my mind? That's just crazy. I won't say what that is. So anyways, peeps, I don't know, so the show for good for we actually go over 10:30, don't it? Because it's not like I started late or anything like that, but I really enjoy this. And I always tell people, you know, when I do these shows, it's not to, because I know I don't do and say things to go viral, so I'm not going to call Nicki Minaj or whatever, you know, and this kind of thing. No, I'm doing this because I enjoy doing it. And of course, you know, once you people are here every night, I'll be here too. I have nothing better to do. I so love doing this. So Jennifer said, not to mention that black women are his ancestors. Exactly. There should be more respect there and understating that black women are not. Exactly, me agree with you. That is what I was saying to him, you know, like I've never met there's no way I can meet every single black woman or white or whatever. So how can I say I don't like no white or I don't like no black? All right, that's just my this. But then again, as we discussed, Jennifer, the age difference, yeah, again, which prove why I couldn't date somebody, in their 20s, because yeah, no make no sense. All right, so Fab is saying great night to all, and please come back here tomorrow. Remember, we start at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. So until then, like I always say, and I've been saying for 12 years, if you can't be good, please be careful.